I'm Jeremy, submission grappler. This is Randy, he's a basketball player. He's also about 6'8", if you can tell the height difference. The moves that I'm about to show, these are for entertainment only. They're not to be executed, performed, or practiced in any way, just for entertainment. With that set aside, these moves are for self-defense. These are not moves that you would do in the cage, even in pro wrestling. These are strictly self-defense techniques, and they all involve eye gouging, and most of them would end in permanent blindness. So let's get into the basics of eye gouging strikes. Alright, if you could just back up a little bit. There's just different ways you can do it. There's the one spear finger. This is effective, and you can go in real deep with this. Biggest problem is actually hitting the eye. You can miss with your aim. But the technique is just to drive your finger into his eye as deep as you can. Then you got the old Three Stooges technique, and that's decent, but this is better. This gives you a firmer base on your fingers and better chance of hitting both eyes with your middle finger spread. Again, you aim for the eyes as hard as you can. Bang. Third technique is the four-finger claw. And this could be the best depending on how good your aim is. You just take all four fingers and you just aim them at the area of the eyes. Going in. If you do connect, and you can rip down. Another technique is to dot the eyes. This is not meant to blind them, it's just meant to stun them. I'm actually going to do it on your forehead. It's like pulling a punch. Just take your fingers and like that. I'm trying not to make contact for the video, but you just barely make contact with the eyes, pull back, and you're probably just stunning. Alright, now we're going to get into some eye claw methods. This first is going to be a standing eye claw with me behind this man, and then we're going to take it to the mat. If you get, as far as you can. Right, like I said, this man's pretty tall. This makes it a little difficult. But what you're going to want to do is you're behind the guy. And I'm not actually going to grab his eye, but you take both hands and get all four fingers in the eyes. If you dig in there, at least one finger is going to get in, as many as possible. And you start to claw inward at the eyes. Variation would be to start pulling it backwards. I'm going to remove the eye hold for safety reasons. Pulling backwards until he ends up on his butt. And take him down. And then get a leg scissor. Continue clawing into the eyes, pulling back. Alright. Next one is done standing. It's also going to end up on the mat. I'm going to show it at this angle. Alright. We're standing. You reach under his arms. The height of this man is making this a little difficult, but then you reach, again, four-finger eye claw into the eyes. Claw, and if you pull back hard enough, right now I'm doing it on his head to demonstrate, but you'd be doing it holding on to the eyes. You can also do a neck lock by pulling back on the neck. Now you can take that to the ground, and I'll just show you basically how that's done. He'll end up on his back. Is that you have the eye claw. I'm going to release the eyes for the demonstration. Just put one leg behind his leg and take him down on his back. Go down slow. You'll end up here. You can spin this way. Now, you're going to have the same move. Four fingers digging into the area of the eyes. Alright. Now I'm going to demonstrate some defensive eye gouging for my guard. If you don't know how to do the guard, it's basic jiu-jitsu grappling. You can look that up somewhere, but I'm going to get this man in my guard. demonstrate some of the things you can do. Alright. Now this version is if he is close to you. You're holding him close. It's pretty simple. I mean, you just reach over, grab the side of his head, put your thumb in his eye, push as hard as you can. The other variation is to take both hands and gouge into both eyes with your thumbs. Deep, all the way to the knuckle. Alright, another one is if he's kind of up. Like he's trying to hit me. He's up, he's trying to hit me. If you can just get hold of an arm, head, or anything, you can pull him back down and then continue on. If you got one arm stuck, you can do the single hand. If you get them both free, do them both, gouge out both eyes. Alright. Now if you could get on your stomach, I'm going to show some techniques for when he'd be on his belly. You could just lay on your stomach. You got side control while he's on his stomach. Again, this is the basic 4-finger eye claw. If you're just on his side, you can just reach around, dig your fingers into his eye, claw in, gouge out the eye. If you're straight on his back, this is a little more advanced. You can dig into both eyes, and I'm going to really release the eyes, but you'll be lifting his head back, applying a crank as well as you claw into the eyes, which would just simply be like this, pulling up on the head, but you'd be digging into the eyes as you go. If you could just roll over. Now, if the situation is very extreme, you can do this move, and this originated in the Philippines, and it has been effectively applied. After you fully gouge out an eye, and that eye pops, you got the empty eye socket, you got access to the brain. That's when you take your index finger, stick it through the hole. You ain't got to go too far. You'll get to the brain, and then you just shove it in as deep as you can. If he's still wiggling and he's not dead yet, then you start twisting it, jerking it, ripping, until he stops wiggling. And that's when your life is on the line. Alright, yeah, you can stay on your back. Alright. We're going to show eye gouging from side control. You got side control. If you got his arm trapped here, you can reach over with this hand, again, the 4-finger eye claw, dig in, take the other one, dig in. You can just take your index finger on over and start that into the eye. Do it on both sides if you want to. You can, on the opposite side, you can take your thumb, stick that in the eye. This is all pretty basic, but it's very easy to do if this is on the street. And from a full mount, variations. You can just take the index fingers, gouge into the eyes. Doing a 4-finger eye claw throws off your balance from this position, but the most devastating technique is to truly be up on top, take both your thumbs, drive them into his eyes, and if you want to get the other one in there a little deeper, you got this embedded, push with your hand and get as deep as you can go. I have another technique that combines a chokehold with an eye gouge. Being as tall as this man is, if he could just sit on his butt, I could demonstrate the technique. Variation of a sleeper hold or rear naked choke. First, I'll go into the basics of a chokehold. This would be a bar arm choke. If this goes across the windpipe, it'll cut off his air. You can break his larynx, Adam's apple, windpipe, This is illegal in amateur grappling contests. You can kill somebody with this. But to put a sleeper on somebody, you want to do a blood choke, putting pressure on the carotid arteries on both sides of his neck. And if you do it hard, 4 or 5 seconds, he's unconscious. And usually they'll wake up without permanent damage. But to do that, you want to get the crook of your elbow on the front of his neck so that you can put pressure on the sides. And this shouldn't kill him. Lock your right hand into the crook of your left elbow. One way is professional wrestling style. You can do it like this to open up the throat with your hand on the front of the head. Pull his head back while you also squeeze with your right arm. Proper way would be to put your hand on the back of his head. Squeeze in with your right, push on his head. But this is the eye gouge variation. While you have the choke, you would reach down into the eyes. I'm just going to reach right here. Again, 4-finger eye claw. Start ripping his eyes back while you're choking. And this is the blind man sleeper. And I guess this will conclude the video. Again, this video is just for entertainment. Well, I guess that's about it.